All right, so for first part of this project, we're going to paint the door, and we're using Cadmium Red Medium with raw umber. I have here Ultramarine Violet, but I might not use it. We'll see. This is, if you don't have Cadmium Red Medium, you can use Cadmium Red Light or Red Vermilion. That will work too. With what did we say we're going to use? Alizarin Crimson. Cadmium Red Light with alizarin Crimson. That will work too. It will give you that beautiful kind of purplish darker color. So I have a medium size brush, and I'm just going to go on with this here, put this color. It's going to go dry darker. Okay, so you're seeing now a light color, but it will dry darker. And also it's not very thick. My paint is not thick, so it will, I want to see a texture. So I'm going to start with this color first, and then I will build some texture on and darks. So this is kind of medium tone red, and it doesn't have to go on perfect, like flat. If you see a bit of the color of the background, which I think what we used for the background, if I remember correctly, alizarin crimson, and was it
you said it was the
raw umber?
Ultramarine Blue. Oh, that was
yes. Ultramarine Blue, alizarin crimson.
No, Ultramarine Blue and
Burnt Sienna.
Burnt Sienna.
Ah, okay, good.
I think we have the ducky ones. Had the blue.
Maybe yes, because we were okay.
Because it was supposed to be a gray color, and mine ended up black. So I had to add a little white.
Oh, you had a black canvas? No.
It turned out to be too dark, so I just added a little white.
Oh, okay. See, I have some gaps. I'm not gonna fill those gaps. I don't have to. I can leave them like this because there's another layer coming. I'm gonna let it dry a bit. Meanwhile, while it's drying, I'll get a round brush, take just raw umber, and I'll pause after this so you can take your time. And just put the dark that I'm seeing, the gaps.
It's okay if the background is showing through a bit on this.
Yes. Absolutely, yes. Okay. Okay, that's because I enlarged the original. I ended up with 2 pieces of wood instead of 3. so which is fine. I'm gonna pause. Okay, so now what we're going to do is take raw umber, ultramarine violet, and make it into kind of like a glaze, not too thick. And we're going to start adding a layer, darker layer, a glazed layer, trying to create with this layer a kind of a texture. So use either, you know, I'm using the corner of my brush sometimes and sometimes flat, just to give me that kind of texture of wood, a hint of a texture of wood. And I'll wait for it to dry, and if I find that it's not enough, then I'll add another layer. Like I'm looking at the reference and I'm seeing a little bit of darker brown over on top where there's a knot in the wood. Now it's going across. It doesn't have to be exactly the same what you're seeing in there. Of course, you know, we can just kind of put our, whatever we get with this wood.
Mine's quite red now, but I actually like it.
Well, good. And you could go over with glazing of a little bit of darker red if you find that you would like to do that. As long as you glaze, you don't put heavy paint.
Okay.
It will be fine. Okay. So now I can take a bit of that cadmium red medium, mix it with a tiny bit of, no, you know, don't forget that red is very strong. It's a strong color. So it's better to start with a medium tone, highlight slowly. So if you put, let's say you take cadmium red medium and you put raw umber in it and you paint and you find that the raw umber is not enough, then it's okay. Just do it again with more raw umber. Or if it's too red, glaze it with raw umber after to tone it down. So there are different ways of doing this. So now I'm using red with a bit of raw umber in it, and I'm just going to go with the same brush and just give this wood here a bit more red in there, kind of, you know, lighter red. Now again, on the top part right here has a hint of a little bit of a lighter red, so that's okay. I'm just going to take this red, and I'm going to wipe my brush, make it into kind of like a glaze. Let's clean the brush a bit and pick up some red from here. It's transparent, it's red with raw umber. And I'm just going to go in here and then add this kind of bit of red with raw umber so we can see it a little bit more. Now, change my brush, take round brush, again, same red, make it more liquidy. And then, you know, come here and then give it kind of a couple of brush strokes. That look like wood. Here, let's take some more red so you can see it. It's good. Do you want me to pause or continue to do that one here? Or just pause for a minute?
I have a question, so maybe you want to pause. What color did you mix for the second coat of that? Sorry.
Which one? The red one?
No, the red is just the other red, right? The bottom.
The red I mixed is Cadmium Red Medium and raw umber, but more Cadmium Red Medium.
Okay, and then but up above
higher here is the same Cadmium Red Medium, but I made it into a glaze, so less water. So when it's less water, what happens is when it's dry, it's drying transparent, and you can see the layer underneath showing through. So it doesn't show too much red like here, because this has moved.
Put another color and change the color there.
No, it's the same, but just less water in there. I'll pause. Okay, let's do the other panel. Same idea. Now we're going a little bit darker with, oh, sorry. Whoops. Raw umber, ultramarine violet, and it's a glaze. So not too much paint, more like transparent color. And let's do the same. We're just going to go in. Let's add a bit of more purple. And you can see the purple itself is transparent from the tube. You know, we take it from the tube, it's a transparent color already. Okay, now let's go back and take some red, Cadmium Red Medium, and raw umber, but more Cadmium Red Medium than raw umber. And again, it's a kind of a glaze. And let's go in and add some of this in, some red, create more like a wood texture in here. A bit more here. A little bit more here too, up here. All right. A little bit more kind of red in here. Stick more red and enhance it right in here. Again, let's add a bit of red here. I like this red. It's very, very nice. It's a beautiful color. Let's go.
It is a beautiful color.
And then let's do that. Okay, good. Now, this is just only raw umber, more like a glaze again. And a round brush. And I'm going to go in, and these are actually not knots like wood. They're kind of more like the circle around are not in the wood. It's screw. Yes, a screw. Yeah. So we're going to ignore that. We're not going to put them. What we're going to do is just kind of take just raw umber and give this wood a bit of texture. Where it looks uneven with a round brush and raw umber used as used with the raw umber that's a glaze. I'm just trying to create a hint of a wood green. The wood is not 100%, it's an old piece of wood, and so you will see some cracks in there and some imperfection. Okay. I think that's enough. We don't need to do more than that for the wood part. I'm going to pause. All right. Now we finished doing the gate. What we're going to do right now is this part, and it's green, kind of earthy green. So I have here cadmium yellow medium, ivory black, and burnt umber. So let's take ivory black, put some yellow in it, and you will get that green that you see there. It's a beautiful green, very nice.
Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Who knew? I was thinking, it's green. Where's the green?
Yeah.
Now you know black and yellow makes green.
Yes. Yes. And
learn something every day in your class.
So now what we're going to do is put the color on. Again, let's go darker, a little bit darker. That's too light. Actually, I can see some blue in there too. So maybe some, do you have ultramarine blue? If you have ultramarine blue, yeah, it's good to add a bit of blue in there. I don't want to keep adding black to darken it. Yeah, it's a good color. Perfect. Yep. Add brown.
Add some burnt umber as well?
Brown, yes, burnt umber as well. We're going to highlight these colors. No, we're not going to use, they're not going to stay like this. We're going to go back, darken, and highlight. Now, the more you go down, the more I'm going to add. That's burnt umber and yellow. Mix them up. Kind of the colors, kind of mix the colors together. Ooh, I made a mistake. I painted an area where I shouldn't be painting.
So I was wondering when I saw that.
Sorry, this way a bit. There. Good. Okay. Let's go back. Get some of these darks. Some black. Ultramarine blue. And then the more I go down, the more of I switch to burnt umber with a bit of yellow right here. I will go back and do the same thing, layer my colors. But for now, let's just work on the green. If you find the color is too green, either add some blue in there or a bit of burnt umber. You know what? I'm just going to put this color over and then I'll go over it with the other, you know, the burnt umber, and same idea. What I did with the same idea, the way I did it with the gate with the wood part. I'm gonna let this dry a bit, and then I'll come back to it and work on it. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is highlight the wood part. I'm gonna take yellow, black, and make this lovely green. A little bit more black. And I'm gonna come over to this part, let's say from here. And it's okay if you see just kind of a very light, like a light gray, green with no texture for now. That's fine. We can put the texture on later on. It's not, doesn't have to be done right now. Okay, now again, let's take a little bit of more black, put it in here. Okay, let's do the other side. And this side is a bit higher. When I was playing today mahjong with the ladies, the older lady who was helping me, because she was helping me, I won 3 times. So they told
earlier, that's why you won.
Yeah, so they told her don't help her anymore. Every time you are going to say something to her, you're gonna pay $1. You will have to pay $1. Yeah, no, it's just like they were joking, you know, as a joke. Yeah, as a joke. Don't help her.
Winning.
Yeah.
You play for money?
No, they don't play for money. These games are not for money. They play for
fun.
They play for points. They don't play for money. They have chips, and the chips have numbers on them, and then they pay each other with chips. You know, just no money. Yeah. It's
So you use the chips for your next game?
No, that's it. Done. You just put them back. Yeah. They were telling me that when you don't play for money, it's much more fun because you're not worried. You know, you're just playing.
Yeah.
They don't want to do that's gambling with money. They don't want to do that.
Yeah. No.
Really, it was funny because they were kind of like they were joking, they were having fun with her. When they were saying to her, don't help her, else you'll have to pay money every time you she was laughing. Okay, so this is burnt umber and a bit of titanium buff. I'm going to put this color, I'm going to try to put it here. Not, sometimes I'm looking at the color and I'm doing exactly the same. Not because I want to do exactly the same, because it looks nice. So if I like it and there's nice variety there, then I do it. So this is burnt umber and a bit of titanium buff. And I'm going to push the burnt umber with kind of to the inside here. So now what you see is not only green, there's some brown in there too, which is nice. Okay. Glazing is the best thing to do with something like this. Not heavy paint, thin paint. It shows layers, texture, softness, and much more interesting than having heavy paint sitting there. Okay, now, last thing I'm going to do, take some titanium buff mixed with burnt umber, but more titanium buff, and round brush, more like a glaze as well. Come here and add this detail in wood that you see. It needs more titanium buff. A bit of that, a little bit of detail in the wood. It looks like a wood is weathered here. I don't know, over here too, a couple.
Please. Oh wow.
Okay. Now, again, burnt umber mixed with titanium buff, a glaze, but more burnt umber. And I'm going to come here down at the bottom of the piece of wood. And with the round brush, I'm going to create kind of a pattern in here that looks a texture, actually. And this is again also it is glaze. It's not heavy paint. I'm going to wait for it to dry, and then I'm going to glaze it with a bit more of just burnt umber. Just to give it that kind of reddish hint there. Now, last thing, I'm going to take some black, mix it with burnt umber. And come over here in this part here and darken a bit. Oh, I don't have to do it right now, but why not? Between the piece of wood and the wall, there's a gap. This is wood, and then you have a wall that is stone, so it's not going to be, you will see a gap in between. Okay. All right. This is good. We're on time. So we're good for today. We did the wood part, the gate, and the little kind of frame in green next to it. And next week we'll work on this part, and then maybe if we have time we'll do the ground, and then we'll start with the dog. All right. Okay, so like I mentioned before, this painting is kind of starting really nice. We just need to continue next week, and the more we paint, the nicer it will look.